Someone's in bed with Mum. Hello. That's my bottom you're scratching. Yeah. Put those claws in, babes. Yeah.
Hello my darling, it's Chanel. Welcome to a new vlog. This is a Booktube Roulette, where I just go on Booktube and the first book a Booktuber talks about that I have not read and isn't part of a series, I shall read. I'm only doing 2 books this time. 3 is too many to force myself to read, so I am doing 2. Ignore the hair, I just went to the hairdresser. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist. But let's get straight into it. So I'm going to pull up Booktube right now, pick a video and watch, and hopefully the book gods smile down upon me and I don't end up with another pomegranates and promises. Okay, so first up, I'm going to turn my volume off so you don't hear the video. We have November 2024 Fairy Loot Unboxing Adult Romantasy YA by Millie Reads a Lot. So let's take a look at what the first book she pulls up is. Yeah. I'm so happy. Oh my god, I'm so happy. It is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong, which, I'm relieved. Which was on my Wild Ones Book Club poll. I didn't win, but it was a book that I was already interested in reading and I already have. So I'm going to be honest, I don't love that Fairy Loot version. I actually like the very colourful cover more than the soft pink one. Oh, okay, the end pages are fucking stunning though. Wow, okay, I love those. But oh my god, I'm so happy. So that is book number 1. Like, I just can't get the grin off my face because could not have asked for more. That's fantastic. Girls, sass. All right, let's hope every time I see my hair, like, anyway, and I've got a big event on tonight. I've got my daughter's like end of year school gala shit, which goes from like 7 p.m. until 10:30. I was like, can I not come? Can I not come? I'm going to bring a book with me. I booked the backest row so that no one will be behind me. So hopefully I can just sit and read on my Kindle because that would be perfect. All right, let's look up the next video. So the next person we have is Ex Libris Carrie. You have to read these books. November wrap-up, Vlogmas Day 1. Exalted by Anna Dawn. I have read that. I loved it. Love the cover as well. I read anything by Anna Dawn. So fantastic book, but I have read that. My Husband by Maud Ventura. Also a book I really enjoyed. So look, I liked both the books that she's picked so far. So hopefully book number 3. What have we got? A Life's Work, Rachel Cusk. I have not read it. I think I've attempted Cusk once before. I think it was Outline and I was bored. I just kept drifting off in my head and not paying attention. But I believe this one is nonfiction about motherhood, and I'm a sucker. I'm actually a sucker for books about motherhood. So I'm feeling cautiously optimistic about this one. I'm quite happy with the 2 books that have come up on Booktube Roulette. So I will touch base with you guys when I've done that. I've just gone out this morning, obviously, when I got my hair done. And I went and did the last bit of Christmas shopping, so gifts for my ex-husband's girlfriend. I'm going to put a picture up here. I made her a card. I won't show you what I made because her face is in it, but we both love white chicks. So I got this picture and I put her face on the white chick and she's going to love it. And I got her some other stuff. And I got stuff for my daughter's teacher. So yeah, I got them some Christmas presents as well. So now I am all done. No more Christmas gifts to buy and it feels wonderful. It's fantastic. So I will see you guys once I have read some of the books. Sylvie! He's so cute, you're so cute. Your belly. I am coming back to you because I have finished The Teller of Small Fortunes. I really enjoyed it. So it's about a woman who had to leave her home and her family for various reasons, but she just lives like a vagabond on the road, telling people small fortunes. So she's very careful to only tell them insignificant things like next Tuesday, so-and-so are going to put their house on the market. Perhaps you'd like to make an offer before then. Things like that. Or be careful of not burning your hand at work next week. And she's been lonely, but surviving. And then one day she ends up coming across two men. They look like highwaymen, but they're not. A reformed thief and a former mercenary. And they're on the road because one of them is searching for his daughter. His little girl went missing and he believes she was taken by raiders. And our FMC ends up joining them on this quest. And they end up collecting another member of their brigand on the way. This is a baker who ends up, I won't spoil it, but she ends up creating something novel. And it's mostly about finding home, finding your family, finding your purpose and your calling, and overcoming fear and using your talents. And I'd say probably also community and how you can contribute to a community and how your community can also rally behind you and support you. And like I said, different types of families, ones that you're born into, those that you make, those that you choose through friendship, through where you live, through your profession, all the different relationships you can have as a human being. There is no romance in this, really. There's some pre-established relationships, and there's a little bit of flirting or courting. It's a G-rated one, you know, no kisses. Oh, she's so cute. Wish you could see her right now. You're so cute. Oh my God, so cute. So... But it's very cozy. I think there definitely are stakes involved, so it's not no stakes. I was invested, obviously, in them finding this little girl as a parent. That just had me by the throat the whole time. Obviously, because I know what kind of book it is, I knew that it will not be a horrible ending, but still, there's still tension there. There's still stakes involved, because also along the way of this particular big quest, there are side quests. There are little things, tasks they are given, magical creatures that they meet, which was really fun and interesting. Like the world and the magic system was cool. There's also a lot about race, so racism and politics and the management of government as well, surprisingly. But it's a 4-star read for me. It did the job. I was in the mood. It is slower paced, I would say, but it wasn't as slow as I was guessing it would be, because it was being compared a lot to, what's it called? Travis Baldry's one. I can't remember the name. And I found that too slow, too dull, not enough going on there. But this one definitely had more going on than that book. But yeah, a 4-star read for me. Did enjoy it. And I would read more from this author as well. Sorry guys, I had to take a phone call. So I am going to be reading Life's Work by Rachel Cusknex, and I am actually excited for it because I just love books about motherhood. I can relate, and I will hopefully get some reading in while I'm at the kids' school event tonight, which I very much do not want to go to. But, you know, I will be there. My child is not getting any awards, nor is she performing. She'll just be there. So hopefully I can be there in the back reading. So I've also brought snacks because Mama gets hungry when she's sitting anywhere for more than a 2-hour period at a time. But yeah, I should be able to finish it definitely tomorrow some stage, and then wrap this little vloggy woggy up for you guys. I also just wanted to thank one of my viewers for donating some money for me to buy some books. Once I've bought some, I'll let you know what I got. But that was very sweet and very generous. So I'm looking forward to going book shopping. I might try and hit up an independent bookstore and just go browsing and see what interests me that I can't get at the library. That's like the best way I find to use the funds, is stuff that I can't get at the library. So it broadens the scope of the books that I can read. But I just realized this lighting is doing me no favors. These dark circles are circle. I'm so tired. I wish I could be one of those people that just looks rejuvenated no matter what their energy levels. But no, when I'm tired, you can see it. It's just smeared across my face. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stunning.
Oh, you want me to move it? Koala bear.
And rhinos who raise their...
You take a big teddy home tonight.
So we are bouncing. It is a 3-hour event and our daughter has not won any awards and is not performing. And the ushers here are next level. Some guy pulled out his phone and the usher got there in the blink of an eye. He rushed him and was like, turn it off. And so the guy just turned his screen off. He's like, no, turn the phone off. And my ex-husband and I are like, what the fuck? And then another woman, 3 seats down, pulled her phone out and he was on her like a shark on blood and said the same thing, turn your phone off. So we were like, we're not pulling our phones or my Cobra out, this is no way. And we're just looking at each other and we're like, yeah, we're gonna leave. So we left and we had a magical time in the city. And we probably will go back so we can bring V because she missed out. Obviously she's still in here, but yeah, it was just, there's no way we're going to sit in the dark for 3 hours and watch people that get awards. Like, congrats to those kids, but no thank you, ma'am. Okay, good morning, or should I say early afternoon, guys. Oh, so we had such a fun night skipping the rest of the awards ceremony. It was just not the vibe. We weren't going to sit there for 3 hours, just watch other kids win awards. Sorry. So we ended up having such a great time going into the city. The light show they've got going on right now is amazing. It was so cool seeing everything Christmassy that they've got on around the city. We left some things unseen because we felt bad that Valentine wasn't with us and she was missing out. So we're planning on doing another family night in the CBD with V this time as well. But yeah, her awards thing ended up finishing at around 10:45 in the evening, and by the time we drove home it was 11:30, and then the kids got into bed at midnight. So they're not at school today, they're home. We're all a bit worse for wear, but like I said, it ended up being a lovely night, and hopefully we can repeat it with our other child also in tow. Now, both my ex-husband and my ex-boyfriend's faces have been on Booktube. They said they were fine with it. I always ask permission and consent before posting anything of anyone. Now, I did finish reading Life's Work by Rachel Cusk. So with motherhood, you run the gamut. There is a large spectrum of your highest highs and your lowest lows. That's just how motherhood is. You're going to experience all of it. Obviously, some people end up sitting in the latter a bit more than others. So for instance, myself, if you have a high needs child or health complications or your external circumstances are not great, motherhood's going to be really fucking difficult and is going to take a lot from you.
you are going to have to really rely on your resilience to get through. And this book is definitely sitting in that zone. It's depressing. I would not recommend this to women who are about to be mothers. I think it would be too fear-inducing for them. Obviously, once you've had kids, you can relate to these darker, harder, more harrowing parts of it. And it's fine because you've weathered it yourself. But I think if you're about to go into motherhood, alluding to you, I'd say really getting into the depths of what could be some of the lower points isn't advisable. I'd say for me personally, when other women have asked, what's your experience with motherhood? I don't shy away from bringing up the harder parts and how challenging it can be. And like I said, like how demanding it is of you, not only mentally and emotionally, but physically as well. But I don't dwell on it like this person did. I don't want it to be too much of a doomsday scenario. You know, I like to intersplice it, balance it with like, yes, you know, I had this happen to me during the childbirth, or I had this experience with my particular child, but then this thing happened, and that was like one of the most treasured, wonderful human experiences I could ever have hoped to have felt on here at my time at Earth. I like to balance it a little bit, not just give them a shit pie and be like, good luck, this is what to expect, because they might not even have that experience. They might have an effortless pregnancy, a wonderful, possibly orgasmic birth, because supposedly that does happen for some women. Literally no pain and orgasms. They might have a super easy baby that requires very little of them and sleeps through the night and has no health issues and yada yada. They could have a completely different experience, and then I've told them all these awful things for no reason whatsoever, and maybe set them up with a lot of fear they didn't need to have. So that being said, myself, I remember the author in here did state that pregnancy and childbirth was shrouded in so much mystery. No one was talking about it, and it was hard to understand what to prepare yourself for. But my experiences with that were not the same. So I gave birth for the first time over 13 years ago, and I was well informed and well prepared, not only obviously with the books that I could read, but you can get full frontal graphic videos of childbirths, all types of childbirths. And I watched them all, including ones where women did deliver stillborn babies, because I was also at the time considering becoming a midwife. And at that time, after seeing that situation, I thought, I don't have what it takes emotionally to be a source of strength for women who are going through that, because that would destroy me also, even though it's not my child. I'm too empathetic and I feel the energies of people very deeply, and I'm a crybaby, and I'm like, they don't need a midwife breaking down in tears and sobbing when they've just lost their child. So midwifery was not for me. But yeah, I went to tons of groups and meetings and midwife like information evenings, and heard all of these other women's personal stories. And you know, I think these days women are a lot more open with what they experience. Women will say, yeah, totally shit myself while I was giving birth, or, you know, I was screaming my guts out, or I decided that I actually no longer wanted a natural birth while I was in the throes of labor and asked for a C-section. Women I think these days are a lot more honest and open and upfront. If you ask them, hey, can you give me a frank account of your birth and your personal experiences with it? So I don't think that pertains true like in Australia. Maybe that's a a cultural difference in the UK or what have you. People shroud childbirth in mystery and don't want to talk about it. But here, if you want to know, you can know the whole cigar, like the whole package. And I'm the sort of person, that's what I wanted. I wanted just to have as much information as possible. I ended up having 2 home water births that were attended by 2 midwives and nurses, and I was very lucky to be able to have that. Not everyone is able to. I don't even know if it's even legal in Australia anymore to have home births, because I think they made it that midwives can no longer get insured to attend home births. They're very much wanting to move everybody into the hospitals, which I'm not really for. I think you should have a choice if you're having a low risk pregnancy and you've got people attending that are professionals and you're within, you know, an easy distance to a hospital, that if you are able to have a home birth, you should be allowed to. I'm not for forcing everyone into medical spaces if they don't need to be there. So for me, it was the right choice for me. and my kids are obviously fine. I'm fine. The first birth was not easy. It was a 33-hour labor. There were a lot of complications. My midwives were fan-fucking-tastic at handling everything that happened. Second birth, much easier. But I digress. This book, yeah, like I said, is incredibly depressing, and I understand what she's going through. You know, she has a colicky baby, being there, it's not easy. The breastfeeding thing, the birth thing, not going to plan, that happens for a lot of women, unfortunately. With motherhood, a lot of it is out of your control. So it's a lesson in helplessness and changing your expectations. You go in with the best of intentions, but everyone's birth story is different. Not every pregnancy is planned. Not every situation is ideal. Like I said, it's just everyone's got their own thing that they're dealing with. But like, motherhood in general is just a fucking whirlwind and will put you through the ringer and reveal things about yourself you didn't previously know. There was this beautiful quote. That quote's too long for me to make you read on screen, so this is the quote that I liked. "Birth is not merely that which divides women from men. It also divides women from themselves, so that a woman's understanding of what it is to exist is profoundly changed. Another person has existed in her, and after their birth they live within the jurisdiction of her consciousness. When she is with them, she is not herself. When she is without them, she is not herself. And so it is as difficult to leave your children as it is to stay with them. To discover this is to feel that your life has become irretrievably mired in conflict, or caught in some mythic snare in which you will perpetually, vainly struggle." But I thought this was really well said. Look, her writing, she's a good writer. She's very, I don't want to say wordy, but like intense, and her structures and choice of language is dense. It's a lot. Like I appreciate the skill, but this book did take me longer to read. It's not an easy, quick read. I will say that's not an author if you want an easy, quick read. It was, overall, I'd probably give it a 3 stars. Like I said, I've read a lot about motherhood and personal experiences, and this one was just too morose for me. It was just a bit of a Debbie Downer. And like I said, relatable, totally get it. But there needed to be, I don't know, a little bit more levity or something in there, just to have some breaks from the heavier tone. But still glad to have read it. I don't think, like I said, Rachel Cusk is the writer for me. I tried her fiction, and yeah, I just find it hard to get into. I just don't get into the rhythm of it, and it's very laborious for me to read. I have to really actively, like, I don't want to say fight through it, but stay engaged. So it was just good to know, good to give them another shot and to try their nonfiction compared to their fiction. It's very similar, I would say. But yeah, those were the 2 books I read for this Booktube Roulette. Until next time, stay wild, Star Child.